Hello, everybody, and welcome to Curtis's Podcast Network. I'm the host of the channel, Curtis Brown, and welcome to Tighten Up Tuesday, number 18, live and in prime time. We rarely get to meet at a good time, and especially not on a Sunday, no less. Joined always by our resident Titans fan on the channel, Blake Bellamy. Blake, how you doing?
Good, man. How are you guys?
Doing well. Joined as well by Mayor Shelley. This is the third time you've been on?
Yeah, either third or fourth
least.
time. I only come on when it's important. You know what I'm saying? When I got like a State of the Union address or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that makes sense.
Yeah, something like that. I mean, they call me the mayor for a reason. You know what
I mean? So we're going to be talking a lot about the Oilers merch drop. We're going to be talking about. We're going to let Fred react to D-Hop. We're going to talk about the pup list, George Fant, if not, and then maybe talk about Levis and Willis duking it out in the OTAs and going into training camp to figure out who's going to be backing up Tannehill. And then we'll do a little bit of Would You Rather. But let's start off. Let me get this ticker rolling. Here we go. Let's start off, guys. Let's grow the channel. We're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. Hit the comments. Love the comments. TF, thanks for appearing. What up, baby boy?
Oh, is that Titan Fox? Is that the Coyote? Why come he ain't with us today, man? This of all days.
I don't know. He must be busy. I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway, so the Oilers stuff, it's out. Is that an Oilers hat you're wearing right now?
Yes, sir. Yeah, I got this a few years ago, though. Unfortunately, sad story about this. I got this the same day. I got a brand new AJ Brown jersey, and then we traded him like 3 months later. So that was rough.
Yeah, no more wide receiver jerseys for you, Blake.
Yeah, Kendall Wright and Kenny Britt and Drew Bennett and Derrick Mason, all of them. They just receivers going to die in Tennessee. I wasn't one of those dummies to buy a Julio Jones jersey, though. And I'm not going to buy a D-Hop jersey. No chance.
That's the first jersey I'm buying. That's the first one.
If I was a Texans fan, that's the jersey I would want, honestly.
Yeah.
You know what I'm actually gonna do, and I hope that I have the time to do it because I love to troll like NFL players. Like I've trolled like Ryan Clark before, and me and him went back and forth on Twitter. It was hilarious. But what I want to do is like I want to go to the Titans Pro Shop and get a custom made JJ Watt jersey, and then like make him a post like with me like getting his jersey and like some tissues. And posting it, I think that'd be hilarious. I want to do something like that. But yeah, definitely DeAndre Hopkins is going to be the first jersey I get. But these jerseys are pretty sweet though.
They are.
Yeah,
they're nice.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the Texans are working on an alternate jersey that uses the Oilers color, the blue, and like a different kind of red. But it won't have the Oilers logo. It'll be the Texans logo, just in those colors.
They could have been did that instead of crying all the time.
Well,
they did that.
Well, I think for the longest time, it's like starting a new business in a place that was really successful. You know what I mean? You separate yourself a little bit.
Yeah,
and back, you know what I mean?
That makes sense. I mean, I would have never got mad at them if like they did like a light blue because I mean you can't control a color. So like they could have did that and had their thing, you know.
Technically own a color.
Oh, they do? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Love Your Blues.
The Columbia Blue is owned by the Titans, so they need like permission to do it. And I think they've got that. It's just a matter of doing it at this point. Okay, but they
doing all this crying on the internet every 5 seconds like this. If we gave them the permission to do it, what's the problem?
Yeah. Well, I mean, they dropped a whole bunch of Oilers Texans merch, like Oilers colors Texans merch, like the last week of the season. I think most people just are still fans of the Oilers and miss the Oilers days.
Okay, well they at this point, no offense, Kurt, at all, but y'all they sounded like some bitter exes, bro. Let it go. If we gave you the permission to use the light blue, and you have the ability to make merch and everything like that still gives you that feel. That's really the best that you can do, because I mean, the Oilers are owned by the Adams family. It doesn't belong to the city of Houston. That's where they reside. Like, the city of Nashville don't own the Titans. If Amy Adams Strunk says like, "Hey, we moving to Montana because I'm still in love with Jeff Fisher," there's nothing that we can do about it. The Titans won't belong to us anymore. They belong to the Adams family. So I mean, if you have the ability to make some merch that still gives you that old school feel, that's the best that you're gonna get. The city of Houston does not own the Texans. They own Houston Electric Company and the water companies. That's what that city owns. They don't own the Oilers, or they don't even own the Texans. They don't own the Texans. If the Texans was like, "Hey, we're gonna move to the Ukraine," they gone. You know what I mean? Sorry.
Yeah. Look, I hear you.
Yeah.
I'm not from there. I'm from here. I have Oilers. I had an Oilers Eddie George jersey growing up.
That's clean.
Yeah, dude, it was nice as fuck. I don't know what the hell happened to it. I actually wore it on Halloween, like towards the end of his career. I was like, I'm gonna come back and rush for 1.5 yards a carry. Basically, that was the reaction I got every time. But Robert's got a comment here. Is D-Hop going to practice? Well, let's get into
I hope so.
Let's get into Mayer's reaction to D-Hop. Let me hear.
I kind of knew this was going to happen because they didn't draft a receiver until the 7th round. Who did we draft? Colton Dow. I met his mom. I don't know if I said it on the last podcast, but I met Colton Dow's mom. But wide receiver was such a priority. The fact that we didn't even draft a receiver in the first 4 rounds told me a lot that they had some kind of other plan. Granted, I was still pissed, but I knew they had some kind of plan. I think that they paid him a fair amount of money. I think that, he's still productive. I don't think when people have that meme of like, oh, this is where wide receivers go to die. No, first of all, they were already dead when they got here. Randy Moss, he was just in Minnesota. Didn't he get like kicked out of Minnesota or something like that?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah. He got kicked out of Minnesota, which is who gets kicked out of Minnesota? That's number one, unless you're Dalvin Cook. And then you had Andre Johnson, who was terrible at Houston. He only caught like 500 yards that year. And then after he caught that pass against Detroit, he retired right after that. He went out the best. He caught a game-winning catch and retired after that. That is the best way that you can go out.
That was pretty cool, though.
Yeah, unless you're Tom Brady, that's the best way that you can go out. He was already done. Julio, I will forever die on this hill. Julio was just hurt. When he played extremely well.
Mm-hmm.
So
that one catch against the Bills is like one of the best catches I've ever seen in my life.
Exactly. I was there. I was third level, lost my mind. And I just think that when he played, even in the playoff game, he caught the most balls that game. He caught like 6 catches, right?
Yeah, something like that.
When he was healthy. So my thing is, I don't think that was really a mistake. Honestly, I think that you had to do that at the time. Now, going back at it, losing a 2nd round pick for that kind of sucked.
That's what made it a bad trade.
That's the only thing that makes it a bad trade. But the thing is, he was just hurt. But when he actually played, I thought that he did a pretty decent job. I didn't think that was crazy. I think that D-Hop, he's a little bit out of his prime at this point, but I think that this is going to help the entire offense. He gets to go back to Tim Kelly, his old offensive coordinator. Is going to help Traylon Burks, which I think Traylon Burks is going to be a monster. And I think it's going to help Derrick Henry out. And honestly, I think it pushes them over the top to win a division. I had them competing for the division anyway. But now that you have a DeAndre Hopkins, as long as this team stays healthy, I don't see a reason why they can't win the division. I mean, you got to think, guys. They were 7-3 before everybody got hurt. Even Blake got hurt.
Yeah, I know.
And it still came down to the last game. So I think that if they're healthy, there's no reason why they can't win this division. But that's just me.
So I'm going to answer Robert's thing because I feel like I know a little bit more about his practice habits, having been a fan of his in Houston for 8-9 years. D-Hop doesn't practice at all. Training camp, he'll be there. He'll do training camp stuff. He will be involved in all the drills. regular season comes, that dude does not practice. Doesn't
Unless-
matter. Like I've never seen an injury report where he's actually practiced.
We talking about practice.
Exactly.
I'm not saying it necessarily true. I know he's
A game.
the dude, but like I'm answering the man's question.
Now, as long as he shows up on Sundays, I don't care if he practices.
And let me answer something else. You know, when Vrabel signs a former Texan, they never practice. Zach Cunningham didn't practice.
Well,
Pretty sure Clowney didn't practice either. When he gets one of his former Oiler players, the reason why they all sign here is because Vrabes tells them they don't have to practice.
I think those guys were just hurt all the time, but yeah.
Zach Cunningham, no, ask Zach Williams. The only reason why I know this is because Zach Williams is at the practices. That meant Zach Cunningham just never practiced because he didn't want to. He wasn't hurt. He literally would come out there and stretch and then go back into the facility. Zach used to tell me that all the time. Like how he just never practiced.
That's why he got benched.
Exactly, because he never practiced. He wasn't hurt. He just never wanted to practice. Because
I don't think he's on a team right now either.
And the reason why Zach came here is because Braves told him he'd have to practice. DeAndre Hopkins is not going to practice. Not going to happen.
Yeah, I don't think Cunningham's even on a team right now either.
No, I don't think so either.
He'll probably sign when someone gets hurt in week 6, so he didn't have to go to the training camp, OTAs, and all
that. Something like that. But Zach Cunningham is. I'm not going to call him trash because I actually liked some things that he did for us. Yeah, he's a good player. I'm not going to trash him like that. But
he just wasn't worth like the $12 million a year he was supposed to get this year.
You said what?
He was worth like his cap hit was like $12 million. He's not.
He ain't worth $12 million. No, it ain't happening.
$2 million maybe.
Yeah, $2 or $3 million. Yeah, but he wasn't worth that $12 million. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I didn't feel bad about that cut at all.
I forgot about it until just now. Honestly, I ain't thought about no Zach Cunningham.
Yeah, because he was getting outplayed by what's that Gibbons dude, Jack Gibbons. He's getting outplayed.
Jack Gibbons, Robert Spillane, type players.
Soon as he got signed by the Titans, I was like, y'all were all like, "Oh, he's the GOAT. He's amazing. He's gonna come in here and do." Nobody said GOAT, but like nobody said GOAT. I'll take that back.
He was like Lawrence Taylor to this Titans team.
But all the Titans fans were like, "Oh, we just got Zach Cunningham. That's dope. He's gonna be a solid."
He was an improvement because we had somebody got hurt.
And I was like, he's solid against the run, god awful in the pass.
Yeah, he was. We needed him against the run when we had got him. We needed him against the run at the time, and so he played. He played good. He played good. I'm not trying to say he played like garbage. Last year he did, but the first year that he got here, I actually thought he played pretty good.
Yeah, I thought he was fine.
First year he got there, I literally was like, "This is bad," and literally every time the ball was thrown, Zach Cunningham was not in where he was supposed to be.
Yeah.
What was it? And then he got mossed by Rex Burkhead against the Texans.
Oh man, that was embarrassing.
Yeah, I was like, and you guys were excited for that.
Yeah, that was very embarrassing. Y'all still lost that game, but that was embarrassing.
Yeah, we did lose that game, but that was y'all's 1 seed year where you guys lucked into the craziest shit in the planet.
Yeah, we didn't lost the first game. Thanks for reminding me.
Yeah. Well, the Texans and Titans have split for the last 5 years.
They have. And that
the road team has always won.
That's impressive for you guys because you've been on the downside, and we swept the Colts the past 2-3 years, something like that.
Yeah.
People beat us, but the Texans have. I'll never forget when y'all came down here and beat us this year because I was on the Texans sideline trolling.
You sound like you're underwater right now.
Who was I trolling? Laramie Tunzel. I was trolling him.
I don't think he can hear us.
I don't think he can hear us.
Can you hear us?
No.
We can't. You sound like you're underwater.
Oh, me? Can you hear me now?
That's better now.
There it is.
Yeah, I live in I moved downtown and this area, the service is bad, but the Batman building is right down the street and I have AT&T. Doesn't make any sense. But anyway, yeah, I remember that game. I was trolling Laramie Tunzel and I told him I had some weed for him, and then he would come to the sideline and he'd be like, "Oh, word," or whatever. So I'll never forget that game. That was the funniest game I ever went to, but we ended up losing.
Yeah, we met up at halftime accidentally.
I don't even remember that. Dude. I was probably drunk. I don't even remember that. But I know. Yes, I do. Yeah, because I seen you in the hallway. Yeah, I remember. Yeah, I was with Tuli and Autumn Clark's son. Yeah, I remember that.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Titan Fox says D Hop wants to play until he's 37 or when he can't make 1,000 yards anymore.
Oh, that's gonna be the first year here. You ain't getting 1,000 yards here.
The Titans have a historically low passing attempts per last year.
Mm-hmm. I think a win would be him getting 700 yards. I think that's about what he's going to get. 700 and like 4 touchdowns. But he's mostly going to be distraction than anything.
I hope they don't do that. Please don't bring somebody in here to like when Randy Moss came. That's all.
No, I hope not. But I think that's just what they're going to do. No, the Titans. He ain't getting 1,000 yards.
He's not going to get 1,000. I think he's going to get over 800. I think that now that we have a Tim Kelly in there, I'm just praying that they change up the offense like this a tad. You know, throw it a little bit more, switch it up a little bit. You know,
should be a lot more play action, a lot more screen game. Stuff like that. It's what he was really doing with Deshaun Watson the year he was the OC.
That's what Tannehill's great at.
Yeah. So he's smart. He'll play to the strengths of the offense and what the players can do. But the offensive line is going to really kind of set the tone for all that, which I feel kind of leads us into the next thing. George Fant visited Saturday. That would shore up a spot at the right tackle spot now that MPF has been suspended for 6 games for gambling at the team facility. You got what? Anybody heard anything about a contract being offered or anything?
No, but they did work out him, George Fant. They also worked out, which this wasn't known until Saturday morning, Chris Hubbard, another tackle. So there could be a little battle there, probably seeing who's better. Honestly, I'd be happy if they signed both dudes. But, yeah, I think one of those guys will get a contract. Apparently, Tuesday is the day it should be, which is, a couple days from now. There's some salary cap hang up with the Kevin Byard restructure. He took like a $3 million pay cut this year, but he can make up for it in incentives. But, apparently that goes through Tuesday, and that's apparently the day that we could sign somebody.
Okay.
So I expect Tuesday we'll sign either Chris Hubbard or George Fant, or hopefully both, because we need all the help we can get on that offensive line.
Yeah, no doubt. Because I mean, Dylan Radins probably isn't going to play at least to like another couple more weeks. So yeah, I'm down with signing both guys. George Fant, you know what I'm saying, going to Western Kentucky, local product. Shout out to all the Hilltoppers out there. I used to go to Western a lot. I actually went to a class at
Crash
Western, and I never even enrolled. I remember I went with one of my friends one day. And I was acting like I was actually in a class. It was hilarious. So shout out to Western. But in all seriousness,
shout out Western. They're trash. Go MTSU.
Go I'm all about MTSU, but I still got a little love for Western. I'm more about MTSU.
No, where we grew up, there's a lot of people that went to Western, so I feel that
for sure. Yeah, I got love for both colleges. But when it comes to NPF, like I just think I just don't agree with, okay, he didn't bet on this sport. And why is he suspended for 6 games with somebody that does steroids, like literally cheating the game that he plays, gets 3 or 4 games? That makes no sense.
Yeah.
But just because he did it while he was in the bathroom at the facility, like, come on now, he just forgot where he was. Like, I think I don't know if he did it in the bathroom now, I'm just playing, but I just don't get the reason that, first of all, I don't get 2 things. My thing is like, look, MPF, he was a 3rd round pick?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so if he's a 3rd round pick, he's probably making like $600 to $700K per year. Like, really, bro? Like, do you have to like really just like go bet anything? But at the same time, it's just like he's not betting on the sport that he plays. He's betting on other sports. I like to know what he was betting on. And then the thing is like, well, so what that he did it at the facility? What does that have to do with the actual game? I think if they're betting on another sport and they do it in the facility, maybe give him a game or 2. Okay, that's fine. But 6 games and he wasn't even betting on the sport that he plays is a little ridiculous to me, honestly.
I feel that.
I just think that's dumb. And then the guy that did roids gets 3 or 4 games. That's stupid. That don't make sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, D Hop got suspended for steroids a couple years ago.
Yeah, not this year though.
No,
But
not this year.
Thank God Taylor won.
exactly. They didn't have nothing to do with me last year. So hey, it's all good.
So we got Radens on the pup list, and who else is on the pup list? Farley.
Caleb Farley.
Man, can these dudes stay healthy at
No.
all? Like, what do you got to do? Do you just need to like have them live in a bubble?
They need to do performance enhancing drugs. That's what they need to do.
Yeah, they need to get on that DeAndre Hopkins and Taylor Lewan. Taylor Lewan, you're not even playing no more. You might as well just give.
Taylor Lewan is skinnier than me, man. That dude is like he lost like I think 60 pounds. That dude's tiny right now.
He did. I need to do whatever he's doing. He might be doing some drugs or something like that because ain't no way.
Yeah. He said he's back smoking weed again. And I was like, yeah, I mean, he probably never stopped, dude.
Nah, he probably didn't. Those guys be toking it up, man. They act just
all
like
of them. Yeah.
Yeah, they act just like us. But yeah, Farley, he's just been hurt. He was hurt before he even got here.
Yeah, he gets hurt watching film.
And literally, like I told y'all before, that's a good buddy of mine or whatever. But to be honest, it's just like I just don't ever see him, being able to stay upright. I've seen some good things out of him playing. I've also seen some bad things out of him playing. And so he just better be ready at some point during training camp because, like, man, this is going to be his last year with the Titans if he don't show something. I see the potential in him. Like, there's certain plays where I'm just like, okay, I see why we drafted him. And then there's certain plays I'm just like, damn, why did we draft him? But the thing is, if he could just stay on the field and be able to practice, he wouldn't have those. He wouldn't have those issues in games. You got to think, like last year, we had a lot of corner depth issues or whatever. And he didn't practice a lot because he was hurt. And so he can't get the reps because he's hurt. And then they have to push him into the game because they don't have anybody. Then it's just not good for him. If he can just stay healthy, I think he would be a good player. You got to remember, his rookie year, he locked up DeAndre Hopkins in practice. Everybody knows about that. That's why do you think when DeAndre Hopkins was signing here, that was the first person he followed? People forgot about that. I remembered it. He followed Caleb Farley first because Caleb Farley locked him up in I think they had a joint practice in training camp.
Yeah.
So he has ability. He has ability. He's just made of glass.
Man, do you think there's any chance that it's like a strength and conditioning coach maybe just putting him on the wrong path or something?
I think there's a lot of issues. There's injuries all over the damn place.
Yeah, it's just with him as an individual, I can't put that on a coach because he had the issues in college. So I can't put that on a coach. But as far as like the whole team is concerned, it's something. It's something because I mean the last 2 years we've played the most players in the league. So there's something that's not being done. Like, are they practicing? I can't say they're practicing too hard because none of the star players are practicing. So it's just like I don't know. It's something. It's either bad luck. Is it the field? I know the field is a load of art.
We're losing you.
Yeah, we're losing you.
Yeah, I mean the field is terrible. So I don't know what you can really blame it on. Like to be honest, I don't know. I'd have to go up to the facility, which I'm right down the street from it. Maybe I'd do some investigation work. I don't know.
Mayor on the scoop.
Yeah,
I like.
Maybe
that.
Maybe I just need to go take a field trip up there one of these days. I don't know.
We need to get you a press pass.
Man, Zach need to go ahead and hook a brother up with a press pass. Man, I've been rocking with him for the past 2 years. It's gonna be our 3rd year coming up. He needs to hook a brother up with
that. All right. Well, let's talk about an interesting position battle, potentially for the future direction of the franchise with Will Levis and Malik Willis. Malik Willis has come into camp, obviously off of the heels of a terrible season where basically the entire team collapsed around him due to injury. He wasn't able to do a whole lot because he was still adjusting to a lot of different things that he was being thrown at for the first time. And then you got Will Levis, who, if he would have come out last year, I think definitely would have been a first-round draft pick. If he would have well, I guess he didn't, so now he's a second-round draft pick. And there's a lot of expectations, and people are already kind of saying that if Willis looks better, then you're going to have to roll with Willis at 2. What do you guys think?
I think Kurt. I think that I'm going to take it back all the way to last year. So when we drafted Malik Willis in the 3rd round, what did everybody say? Y'all refresh my memory. I'm having a brain fart. Didn't everybody say that he was going to be a project and like we didn't need to play him his first year because he had a lot of learning to do, yada yada. Does my memory serve me correct?
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay. I thought it was the Crown Vanilla I'm sipping on right now. But anyway, so the thing is like I don't understand why everybody's surprised that Malik Willis is making all these strides. Wasn't he supposed to be doing that this year? So my thing is with Will Levis, God bless him. But the thing is, because he's going through a lot. But my thing is like if you already knew that in the beginning, why did you draft Will Levis this year? You could have used a 2nd round pick and you could have got a wide receiver, and you wouldn't have had to pay DeAndre Hopkins $13 million.
Yeah.
If you knew that Willis was going to take more than 1 year to develop, then why don't you draft a receiver, see what Malik Willis is in his 2nd year. If you don't like what you see out of his 2nd year, then you draft the quarterback next year in the 2024 season draft or whatever. I don't understand why we even drafted Willis. Because first of all, and he's on my team now, so I'm definitely cheering for him. But I don't see why we drafted him. He's inaccurate. We don't need an inaccurate quarterback. Malik Willis is already inaccurate. Why are we doing that with Will Levis? You know what I mean? So it's just, I didn't understand us getting Will Levis at all. Now I'm cheering for him. I hope he does great. But it wouldn't even surprise me Malik Willis beats him out next year. It wouldn't surprise me at all.
Blake?
I don't care, honestly. I see 2 young dudes.
I don't care.
And I want them to battle it. I don't care. I'm a Titans fan, so I want whoever's better to start to be.
For sure.
I don't want
have
either of them starting this year. I don't want them to see the field unless we're blowing someone out or we're getting blown out. But I definitely don't think we should cut Willis or trade him unless we get like a 2nd round pick. I want us to roll with all 3 quarterbacks, let them grow. Because like you said, man, no one expected him to be great year 1 or even really year 2. So let's let Willis sit a little bit. Let's develop that accuracy because he's got all the physical traits. So we just got to teach him how to be a pro. And if Vrabel, he's our head coach, man, that's his job is develop quarterbacks. He needs to do his job and develop that quarterback. Now he's got 2 young ones.
And you know why GM, where does he come from? He comes from a place where they keep 6 quarterbacks.
Yeah, they do.
I don't think Levis
They ran out of all of
the quarterbacks going anywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's get into a little bit of would you rather, then we'll wrap it up for the evening. Would you rather, and I'm going to base this off of Robert's question. I'm going to show you guys. Pull it up on the screen real quick. Tanny, it's not a question, but if Tanny goes down week 9, you're going to need a backup. All right. So I'm going to build a scenario here. It's week 9. The Titans have already had their bye week, so they've played a total of 8 games. So, well, I guess 7 games. Yeah, because
they're on 8.
Yeah. Anyway, the Titans are 6-1. Would you rather Malik Willis or Will Levis come in as the immediate backup? There's the immediate news.
You got it, Blake. I need time.
I really don't see. I don't care because I think when it comes to this, it's like, who's your preference? Which quarterback do you like better? I haven't really seen either of them. I've seen Malik Willis play, and it wasn't great, but I didn't really expect much out of him. And Levis, I haven't seen him throw a single ball yet, so that's a complete unknown. So honestly, I don't even really know if I can give that because that means I'd have to have a preference. I really don't care about either of these quarterbacks. I just want them to just duke it out and be better. So whoever it is, I just hope they throw touchdowns. Honestly,
I think
Levis would be. I'm sorry, Willis would be more fun just because he can scramble. Like, he's so athletic. So it's like I like watching like Lamar Jackson play because it's fun watching him play. But also like Will Levis also has his abilities. Like he reminds me a lot of like Josh Allen, where he just runs through people. So I think honestly, when it comes to that, it's who's more entertaining, and it's like they're both entertaining. So I do think like our options, like it could be bright in Tennessee with our quarterbacks.
I would agree with you. I don't think I necessarily have a preference. The only thing with Levis is you'll see him do so well in a game, like going back to UK, and then at the end of the game, or at a crucial moment, he throws a pick six. I haven't necessarily seen Malik Willis do that. Honestly, I think that last year he shouldn't have been playing at all. Yeah. He had no receivers to throw to. He was playing behind Dennis Daly. So the thing is just like I don't. I'm gonna answer this guy's question because I just let me not just say I don't really care. I would just say Malik Willis because he has a year under his belt. But if Will Levis is surpassed him, then I'm cool with it too. But I think this to answer the guy's question, I would say Malik Willis because like he's just been in the league a little bit longer. But I'm with you, Blake. I don't really care. It's just whichever player is good. I don't.
Yeah, like if Levis is dicing it up in the preseason, then I might be more inclined with the young guy. But I mean, it really depends. I think preseason is going to be our big test on that one. Just because we haven't really seen either of them play a whole lot.
In this context, Malik Willis, I think, is still a young guy.
That's true. I think he is younger because he came out as junior year. They're probably they're real close.
Yeah, they are pretty close. I think he was actually 23 when he was drafted as well. So
yeah.
Wait, no, is Levis 24?
I'm looking.
He might be because I know he transferred to UK. So
yeah, Will Levis is 24.
Yeah.
Okay, so they're the same age. Mm-hmm. They're probably just a couple months off.
Yeah, yeah. This is NFL years. Malik Willis has the upper hand, obviously, but
I agree with that.
Yeah, I just think of whoever plays better in the preseason. You know, I'll be excited for that. I'll probably be at the games.
Okay. Mr. Pocket Hercules says, might be Henry's last good year. He about to hit 30. So I'm going to base this would you rather on this one. Would you rather Derrick Henry sign a 4-year extension and this next season rush for 1,800 yards, but every season after that, it goes down 250?
I'm fine with that.
Or would you rather sign him to an extension, a 4-year extension, have him rush for 2,000 yards, and then retire?
Okay, I guess I got to answer this one first. If you ran for, first of all, 30 ain't old. Let's get over that. I'm 30, so let's not do that. I don't think this is Henry's. I'm going to answer what he said, and I'm going to answer your question, Kurt. I have heard some rumblings about him getting an extension this year. I don't know about 4 years, but I did hear something about him getting an extension. I don't think this is his last good year. I think that the offensive line was so bad last year, he was still second in rushing. I think that's crazy. That's insane. So I actually see another 2 or 3 years where he can rush for over 12 to 1,300 yards. To answer your question, Kurt, that's tough because if he ran for 2,000 yards this year, that would like guarantee him Hall of Fame. Like it wouldn't even be a question at that point. But if you had him for 4 more years and he ran for 1,800 yards, then 1,550, then he ran for 1,300, he get in the Hall of Fame then too. And then you would have him for more years. Like, I don't want Derrick Henry to ever play for another team. I want him to be a Titans lifer. So I wouldn't want to just see him. I probably would cry if he retired after like 1 more year and he ran for 2,000 yards. I'd probably cry.
Be like Peyton going out after winning a Super Bowl?
Something like that. So I would probably take the 4 years, and then he's running for 18 and then 1,550. And yeah, I'd probably take that.
I agree, but I would love to see him get 2,000 again. But I do think both scenarios. I think he ends up in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Like unless he just falls off a cliff, like even then, like if he falls off a cliff this year and just like puts up like 650 yards and 300 and he's out of the league, I think there's still an argument for him in the Hall, just because he's the most dominant running back of his era. And he's been like that for the last, 5 years. Even when he was back to DeMarco Murray, like every time he came in and touched the ball, it was amazing plays.
Yeah. And I'm sorry. And I'll die on this hill as well. I just don't understand how Derrick Henry runs for more yards than Nick Chubb every single freaking year, and people still rank. And I think Nick Chubb is amazing. I'm not trying to disrespect him, but the thing is defenses don't game plan for Chubb like how they do Henry. Chubb also runs behind an amazing offensive line. Let's keep it 100. The Titans' offensive line is doo doo. Let's just go ahead and just put that out there. And he still outran Nick Chubb. So I don't under Madden ratings. Maybe I can understand. I get it. I still
This
think
is a passing game.
I mean, I think it's still disrespectful. But a game, okay, cool. But it's just like I don't get why. I think Nick Chubb is the second best running back in the league. I just don't think that you could put him over Derrick Henry. Another hill that I'll die on is the year that he hurt his foot. I think he would have broke the rushing record that year. Honestly.
I think he would have shattered it. That was an incredible year. He played like 7 games and got like 937 yards.
Yeah, something like that. I think he would have shattered it too, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He went on a historic pace there. That would have been one hell of a season to finish out. Robert wants to know why the Titans aren't open to trading Henry. I think that's mostly just because everybody wants to see him two-tone.
Yeah, Titan Fox, his answer was perfect. Yeah, some people who would never sell a piece of jewelry still get a praise just to know. And I agree. I think that's what happened there.
Yeah. I just think that, you had a new GM and he was just exploring all options on the direction he wanted to take the team. I think that he learned quickly that.
Oh, we lost him.
He's gone.
Rest in peace.
First time for everything, folks.
I know. First death on the show, man. We'll miss you, man. Yeah, the mayor got assassinated. Oh, he's back.
Yeah, I'm back. I don't know what that was all about. My Wi-Fi is a little shoddy, community Wi-Fi over here. But yeah, like I was saying, I just think that Rand being a new GM, he's just kind of probably exploring all options and to see like, okay, is this a full rebuild? Do I just need to reload this team and see what they can do? Yeah, I just think he was just trying to see what was out there. But I heard that they were shopping Henry. I also heard that they were going to extend him. So I guess we'll see.
Yeah, I hope they extend him. I just want him to retire Titan. I think the only exceptions, which I know I'm going to a lot of hate for this one, I'd be okay if he went to the Los Angeles Rams. And the most controversial one, I think I'd like to see him play for the Dallas Cowboys.
I like to see him play with Cowboys too. I'm not a Cowboys hater at all.
I'm not either. I know this channel mostly hates the Cowboys, but I don't know. I like Dak. I love Zeke. Zeke was one of my favorite running backs of all time. Mm-hmm. And I've always hated Dallas, and really until like 2015, 2016. And I've been kind of rooting for them since. Just not only play the Titans, of course, and they do have one of the nicest uniforms.
Yeah, as long as he don't play for like the Eagles or something like that, I couldn't stomach that. I'm sorry, I can't. He can't play for the Eagles.
Dennis Kelly's back with the Eagles. It just makes me sad.
Like, I don't understand how come we didn't look at him.
I don't think he wants to play with us. I think the way we did him, I don't think he has any business coming back to the Titans.
What? Elaborate on that.
Just whenever we said he was gonna be the starter, and we drafted Isaiah Wilson, and then he played great that year, and then we cut him. And and then I think that's when we drafted Radens. And it was just like stuff like that. And like we just kept doing him dirty. And we also like underpaid him grossly to be a starting right tackle. Yeah, and, like he just never got any love. And then I mean there's been many openings. Like we need right tackles, and like he's a free agent for the longest, and no visits, no calls, nothing. So I don't think he wants to go back to the Titans. And he also talked about busting the boys, how he felt some sort of way against the Titans for drafting Isaiah and then getting cut.
Yeah. Braves was treating him like a side.
And Braves does it. He's known for like burning bridges, which is like that's not a good trait to have as a head coach.
Yeah, no, it's not. Yeah, no, they definitely should have committed to Dennis Kelly. He played great.
Yeah, he did. That was the Jack Conklin cut was horrible, and then Dennis Kelly, and then we've been struggling a lot on the offensive line.
Yeah. Oh man, if we just re-signed Jack Conklin, Derrick Henry runs for 2,000 yards.
Maybe 3 more times.
Yeah, like probably back to back. Like, yeah, Braves. Everybody knows how much I love Braves, but yeah, he messed that one up. Yeah. Him and J. Rob messed that up. I'm gonna put that more on J. Rob.
Yeah, I hope.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna put that as far as re-signing players. I'm gonna put that more on the GM because that's their responsibility.
Mhm.
But yeah, that was a bad decision. Definitely a bad decision.
Okay. Well, I think we're running out of time here, boys. I want to thank you both for giving me about 40 minutes of your life, real quick, talking about your favorite team, talking about the Titans.
And
I want
Oilers.
to thank everybody in the chat, Robert, Titan Fox, Pocket Hercules. I forget anybody? No, it was Blake who also commented in the chat. And go ahead, if you haven't already, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. We're trying to grow, trying to get to 1,000. Folks, be good people.
We need that 1,000.